moving subways of New York City to the screens and stages across the country, Damiyr is an artist whose voice transcends the ordinary. And I can vouch for that, for sure, for sure. He's got a magical voice, a magical persona. Just look at how his smile can light up a space. He's just a beautiful, beautiful soul. Beautiful soul. Yes. So known for his raw emotional performances and soulful interpretations, Damiyr has captivated audiences with music that speak to both the struggles and the beauty of the human experience. His journey, which began in Brooklyn, New York, has been one of resilience, passion, and relentless artistry, allowing him to hone a style that is uniquely his own. He has opened for artists such as Dova, I can't say all these names, Yaima, Isla, Niero, Tubby Love, and more. He has been seen and heard on America's Got Talent, Celebrity Undercover Boss, Up Rocks Uncharted, Hot 97 featured by Wu-Tang, The Big Quiet, and YouTube with, get this, 11+ million views. Yes, yes. Coming from very humble beginnings, subways in New York City, to just like the biggest audiences. And we get to have him right here in Ocala. So let's give him a big round of applause and gratitude. Hey, gorgeous. You don't need this mic, right?
So I want to talk a little bit about how I came to music. When I was a kid, I would always walk around and hum. So I grew up in group homes and foster homes. And I was in environments that weren't necessarily safe. And I didn't know that I was humming or singing under my sort of like really low until one of my teachers said, "You have such a beautiful voice." I said, "What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" And she said, you sing all the time." I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize I was doing that." And I think it was kind of a way for me to soothe myself in these environments that weren't very soothing. And then when I got older, early 20s, I realized that I was kind of disconnected to my emotional body. raised all of us. And I didn't cry. I was heartbroken because I loved her so much. But I didn't cry, but I could feel the sadness and the want to cry coming up, but it just wouldn't come out. And I remember going into the bathroom and looking in the mirror and trying to get myself to cry, and I couldn't. So I remember that when, in that part of my life, whenever I would actually start singing, I would tear up. And the tears would come, and it was kind of my way of opening my emotional body and being connected to my emotion, which I think is important for all of us, right? To be connected to the emotional body. So I started to sing, and I started to open things up, and music for me became a process of healing. And still now, that's why I do music, even now. All of the rainbows, colored by angels' love, and the rain keeps on falling, 'cause heaven is calling us, and I need to fall apart, but I keep on holding on to all of the memories, but all of those years are gone. Can you see me clearly? All of my walls are down. They say to be strong. Well, maybe they're wrong. What if I fall apart? Can I give up all these old pieces? Can I be renewed through healing and releasing the old for the new? I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing. And I'm not used to these tears of joy, but they keep on falling down. I'm no longer holding on. I'm letting it happen now. What if I fall apart? Can I give up all these old pieces? Will I be confused, broken and defeated? The old for the new. I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing. And it might take 1,000 years. There is nothing else to say. Figuring out who I am is not an easy game to play. But I'm gonna fall apart and give up all these old pieces. I'll be removed from a generational weakness. The old for the new. I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing. y'all sing that with me, y'all. Changing, changing, changing. I am, changing, changing, changing. I am, changing, changing, changing. I am, changing. Sing it one more time, y'all. Changing, changing, changing. I am, changing, changing, changing. I am, changing, changing, changing. I am, changing. And I'm not used to these tears of joy, but they keep on falling down. I'm no longer holding on. I'm letting it happen now. I'm gonna fall apart and give up all these old pieces. I'll be renewed through healing and releasing the old for the new. I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing. Mama, can you see me changing, changing, changing? I am, I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing. Papa, can you see me changing, changing, changing? I am changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing, changing, changing. I am, I'm changing. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. The phone is upside down. That's interesting. So when I realized that music, when I realized that music was kind of the key to this door that I had closed within my body for my emotions to come out, and I realized that music was the key and that was the thing that I had to do, I decided to get a guitar. And not this one. I break all of them. I don't know. So I decided to get a guitar and to go out in the subway and sing. Because I knew that music was the key for me, but I also had fear of singing. I had terrible stage fright, even as a kid. I remember for my middle school graduation, I was supposed to sing with the choir and do a solo. And when it was time to go up, everyone went up on stage and I stayed backstage and I started shaking and crying because I just couldn't go on the stage and I never went on. And so this fear kind of, it was with me even as an adult, you know. And so I decided to go out in the subway and I went to West 4th Street. I was living in New York City at the time, and I went to West 4th Street on the A line in this long tunnel where people come in from the turnstile to get to the actual platform of the train. And I sat there, and I picked up my guitar, and my whole body was shaking, and I was so nervous and scared and judging myself and thinking I'm not good enough and people are going to hate it, all these things. So, the words that come up in our minds when we're doing something new or something we don't feel confident in doing. And so I sat there, I closed my eyes, and I started singing. And of course, the first note came out. It's just like, didn't sound great, which wasn't helpful. But I kind of just stayed in it, and I just started singing. And I remember I started to cry because the feeling of the fear and the lack of confidence and the feeling that I wasn't a good enough singer, it was so overwhelming that it just brought all of these emotions out of me, which was perfect because that's what I wanted, right? I wanted to open that channel up. So those emotions started coming out, and I start singing this song, and I'm there crying, and people are walking by like, what is going on with this guy? And so they keep going. I'm like, I'm going to ignore them. I need to do this for me. This is about my healing journey. And I would say maybe 30 to 40 minutes in, those tears and that fear, it started to turn into tears of joy. And the fear kind of dissipated, and my body relaxed, and it turned into this feeling of freedom that at that time I had never experienced in my life. This feeling of pure freedom, and it felt all of this joy. And I think when I opened my eyes and I decided, okay, I'm done singing, it had been 5 hours. And I only knew one song. Someone said, oh, yeah, exactly. I only knew one song, so I was singing the same song for 5 hours. And it was the most amazing day of my life at that time. And I said, you know what, I was singing one more time. so I picked up my guitar. It just felt so good. And I go to start singing it, and this lady is walking by, and she seemed kind of upset, and she's kind of like stomping, you know, as she went by. She was walking pretty fast, and then she got like right over there, and then stopped and stomped and turned around and looked at me and said, I was here 5 hours ago, and you were singing the same song. Learn a new song. And then she stormed off. And that was the first thing anyone said to me that day. So it was really shocking, almost traumatic in that moment. I took that in. And I was almost offended until, I think it took like 30 seconds for me to be like, yeah, I should learn at least 2 more songs. At least 2 more songs if I'm going to be out here. Yeah. And the thing was, when she said that, it made sense to me. So the beautiful thing, and I've kind of been like this my whole life, when someone says something, even if it feels like an insult, there's always a nugget of positivity. There's always gold in it, somewhere. And every time someone has said something to me, immediately, especially when I got older and my throat chakra was open, I was going for it. We'd get into a fight, right? But I'd always go back the next day or that night or the day later and think about what they said and really feel into like, what can I take from that? You know, what can I take from that? And I've always found something. So from that moment I took, okay, let's learn some new songs. And I did. So the next song I'm going to do for you, I wrote during a time in my life when I was really focusing on my spiritual journey, my spiritual health, my heart, my body, everything, just mindfulness all together. And I was doing it for a while, maybe a year, and I was spending I was living in New York City. And being in New York City, what you might do out here, you might do a 20-minute meditation and feel great. You'd have to do like a 60-minute meditation in New York to feel that same level of calm, because there's so much energetic and emotional debris that you're constantly in. So I got to a point where I was like, I'm doing all of this work and I don't see anything changing. Like, I don't see my life getting better like they said it would on YouTube. And I was doing all the meditations and all the eating right and fixing, I was fixing everything and changing everything. I was working really hard. I'm like, okay, nothing is happening. I'm supposed to start levitating or something. And so I wrote this song because I wanted to know, where is my kingdom? Where are the fruits and the flowers from the seeds that I've been planting all this time? And I felt a little bit upset. I had a little conversation with the man upstairs. I'm like, hey, I'm doing my part. And I know I sound a little aggressive right now, so I'm going to calm down. I don't want any trouble, but can you show me that I'm doing the right thing? When will my kingdom come? I have been waiting, anticipating. I'll let my tears fall down. A joyful moment, heavenly omen. When will my kingdom come? I have been waiting, anticipating. I'll let my tears fall down. A joyful moment, heavenly omen. Creation, I'm sending you all my love, salvation, rising high above. When will my kingdom come? I am a mountain, I am a mountain, powerful like the sun, louder than these words, sweeter and sweeter. When will my kingdom come? I am a mountain, I am a mountain, powerful like the sun, louder than these words, sweeter and sweeter. Creation, I'm sending you all my love, salvation, rising high above. When will my kingdom come? I am an ocean, blissful and open. Gaia, you are the one. I'll take care for you. Oh, I adore you. When will my kingdom come? I am an eagle, higher than eagle. Gaia, you are the one. I'll take care for you. Oh, I adore you. Help me out, I need you now. It feels as though I'm falling, I am not alone. I feel you near, please hear me calling, I'm calling. Help me out, I need you now. It feels as though I'm falling, I am not alone. I feel you near, please hear me calling, I'm calling. Said I'm calling love. Yes, I'm calling love. Said I'm calling love. Yes, I'm calling love. Say that with me, y'all. Said I'm calling love. Yes, I'm calling love. Said I'm calling love. Yes, I'm calling love. Keep going. Said I'm calling love. Calling love. Calling love. Said I'm calling love. Yes, I'm calling love. When will my kingdom come? I am a mountain, I am a mountain, powerful like the sun. I am a mountain, I am a mountain. When will my kingdom come? Sing that, sing I am a mountain. I am a mountain, I am a mountain, powerful like the sun. I am a mountain, I am a mountain, even when it gets hard, Lord, no, no. Yeah, when it's so cold outside and inside, oh no. I am a mountain, I am a mountain, when I feel so alone. I am a mountain, when will my kingdom come? I am a mountain, 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 I am a mountain. Looked into my mind, heard a voice inside say to me, said I looked into my mind, heard a voice inside say to me, nurture the root, nurture the root. Don't focus on the flower or fruit. Nurture the seed. You already have everything you need. Everything you need. Nurture the root. Nurture the root. Don't focus on the flower or fruit. Nurture the seed. You already have everything you need. Everything you need. I have everything I need. Everything I need. I have everything I need. Everything I need. I have everything I need. Everything I need. I have everything I need. Every sing it with me. I have everything I need. Everything I need. 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 I have 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 everything I need. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have everything I need. Oh, oh, I have everything I need. When will my kingdom come? I am a mountain, I am a mountain, powerful like the sun. I am a mountain, I am a mountain, when will my kingdom come? I am a mountain, I am a mountain. Y'all sound good. So, I went out into the subways and I was singing, and I was addicted to it. It felt amazing and I felt alive, and every time I finished singing, I was exhausted, but I was so energized. Does that make sense? It was like I was physically exhausted, but in every part of me I was energized. And I ended up singing in the subway almost every day, 5 hours a day, for 7 years. 2 or 3. For 7 years. And the interesting thing is, when I think about that now, about singing for 5 hours straight every day, I don't know how I did it. Really, I don't know how I did it, but in that time, it was so necessary for me to do that, so I had everything I needed to do that. You understand? when things are necessary for you to do for your growth, you already have everything you need to do that. And you might look back or you might look forward and say, I could never do that. But when it's time for you to do that because you need to for your growth, you've got all you need. And so after singing in the subway, there was a time when I didn't have anything out and no one could sort of find me. I didn't put my name out. And usually when you see buskers, they'll have like something where you can find them online or on Facebook. I was so embarrassed because for me, singing was not about being a performer or wanting to be popular or famous or anything. It was about healing my heart. And a lot of us, when we have these healing moments, we can have some privacy, right? You can have a group of people that you know, or you can do it in your home by yourself. But for me, I had to do it in front of people. So there were times I was just crying and crying and crying and weeping in front of the public, you know? And so it was quite embarrassing for me. And I never put anything out, but I got to a point where I started to sing and people would come up to me constantly and say, who are you? What? I want to find you. What's your name? How do I find you? Like, please. It's just, I don't have anything. and so, but eventually I started to realize, like, okay, this is a message. This is a sign. A stranger is coming up to me. They've heard me sing for 10 seconds as they walk by, and they stop to say, I want to find you and have more of this with me. And so I decided to get over myself and just put a little sign up. And it started with just a little piece of paper, laminated, and it just said Damiyr. And I was on Facebook one day, and my sister, she tagged me in a post. And she said, the post said, oh my God, look at my brother. I love him so much. And in that moment, my heart just sank to my belly. I was like, what is this going to be? And so I clicked the link, and it was a video of me singing in the subway. And the video had been out for a few days. It had 60,000 views. And in that moment, I thought, oh my God, everyone knows. This is terrible. This is so embarrassing. Because the other thing about it is a lot of there are, when you go to New York City and you see buskers, you'll see actually very talented musicians, right? And musicians who are growing into their talent, but you also see a lot of people who are homeless and needing money for food, actually, and they decide to play music to get that. So I had this idea that people were going to think I was homeless. And actually, one day I was singing, and this guy gave me like a half-bitten sandwich. And he just put it down on my guitar. I was like, hey, I'm not going to eat that. He was like, no, you're going to be hungry. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not hungry. I'm never hungry. Take your bitten sandwich. So I had this idea that I didn't want people to think I was homeless or something. And so when I saw that post and 60,000 people had watched the video, I was like, oh my God, everyone's going to think I'm homeless now. And then I kind of just calmed myself down. And I started reading the comments. And all of the comments were saying such beautiful things. This touched me so much. This made me cry. I've replayed this 20 times. All of these beautiful things that people were being touched by this song and this video. And I think that was the first moment when I decided to accept the reality that there are things that we're meant to do here in this life, whether you like it or not, whether you enjoy it or not, whether you think you're good at it or not, you're meant to do it, and people will be touched, and you should not ignore that. And that was the moment I decided, okay, I'm a musician. I'm a musician. That's it. So, yeah. Me too. Me too. And I haven't sung it in a long time. Well, actually, I sung it last month because the people heard that story and they asked me to sing it, so I sang it. It wasn't good. I haven't changed. Okay, It was "You Somebody" by Kings of Leon. Yeah, and that song I loved it so much because it made me think of my mom, and my mom wasn't around, and you know, that I can use someone like you. I'll do a little bit of it. Okay. I have something. I've been roaming around, looking down at all I see. Painted faces fill the places I can't reach. You know that I can use somebody. You know that I can use somebody. Someone like you, and all you know how you speak. Countless love for undercover on the street. You know that I can use somebody. You know that I can use somebody. Someone like you. Oh no, oh no. Someone like you. Oh, oh, oh no. Someone like you, somebody. I've been roaming around, looking down at all I see. Painted faces fill the places I can't reach. You know that I can use somebody. You know that I can use you. I don't know how I did that song for 5 hours. I literally don't know. Okay. Yes. Take your time. Mm. Don't put too much attention on my feet. Bring it up. Thank you. Oh, y'all making me emotional. As if I wasn't already emotional. We're making each other emotional. This is a toxic relationship. Because we like it. Well, say those words again, that what the person said to you this morning, the question. Did it hurt? Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? That's incredible. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Someday I'll be the ocean and sea. Someday I'll be an ancient oak tree. Someday I'll be, oh na 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 na. Someday I'll be, oh na 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 na. Someday I'll be the stars in the sky. Someday I'll be the mountains up high. Someday I'll be, oh na 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 na. Someday I'll be, oh na 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 na. Will you remember me? Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Someday I'll be the warm summer breeze. Someday I'll be the birds and the bees. Someday I'll be, ooh na 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 na. Someday I'll be, ooh na 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 na. when the sky falls through and we're ocean blue, like the ocean tide, will be oceans wide. See, I'll help you to remember your power. Yes, I'll help you to remember your love. See, I'll help you to remember your grace. Yes, I'll help you to remember who you are. Ooh. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Next song. Thank you for that. And that's what I mean earlier when I first started talking and I said, if you have a question or anything comes up, just in between songs, go ahead and say it because it really adds to the experience, right? It becomes a conversation and it becomes a... You ever kiss someone and they kiss you back? That's no fun, right? But that's what most, that's, did I just do that? I'm gonna use that, it's so good. And they look right at you. But that's what most, a lot of the times, that's what a lot of performances can feel like, right? When there's a musician on stage and they're going and going and going, but there's no reciprocation or you know, she said tongue. Don't get me started with, love me some tongue. Anyway, y'all ever had cow tongue? Has anyone ever eaten cow tongue? What did you think? I've seen them at grocery stores. It's just like, it's massive. Did you like it? You eat it, so that's like a thing. You gotta cook it right. Is it chewy? You know what? Cow tongue on me today. We'll go to the grocery store. Okay. So when I got really good at singing in the subway, and I had more than two songs, more than one song, I had a lot of songs, but they were all cover songs. And I got to the point where Every song that I was singing really touched me in some way. Um, and that's why I was singing it, and it helped to bring out some kind of emotion, whether it was mom or dad or this or that. And it was really healing and helpful. But I got to a point where I said, hey, look, I've been through so much. I need to write specifically my own story in this music, right? And it's funny because when you're busking, and I was doing that, that's all I was doing. I quit all my jobs. That first day that I went out there and sung, I said I'm never doing anything else again but what I love and what feels good for me. So I quit all my jobs, and that next 2 years was the hardest 2 years of my life. But eventually it started to pick up, and I started to get really good and really comfortable. And I could sing for 3 hours and go home at $400 a day. And so I was at a point where I said, okay, I need to take a step forward. And that step forward felt like writing my own music. And the funny thing about being a busker is that it's very easy to sing a song that everyone knows and make it your own, and it's massively impressive. Like, did you see your response when I sung "You Somebody"? Right? Because the thing is, because you know that song, you've heard it before, but you get to hear my version of it, and it really amplifies, right, that experience. And so when you sing original songs and people don't know them, you don't make money as a busker. You don't make, at least you don't make as much. But I decided to take on that and make that sacrifice and not make as much as I was making so that I can write my songs. But I knew my goal was that I knew when I wrote the right song would be when I was singing it and somebody came up to me and said, who sings that? I want to find it. I knew that would happen. That would be the thing. And sure enough, I wrote a song. I wrote a bunch and didn't really get the response that I was looking for. And then I wrote a song called I'm Right Here. And when I finished singing it, someone came up to me and said, who sings that? I need to download that right now. And I just smiled and said, me. And it was a long journey of getting to the point where I could do my own music and still do well out in the subway. So I kept singing that song and others that I had written. And there was a guy, I remember this guy, I think he was from Queens. And, this dude looked like a street dude, whatever that looks like to you in your mind. He looked like a street dude. He looked like a tough dude, like he's been through some things. And I was singing I'm Right Here, and he started to cry. And when I finished the song, he came up to me after. He said, that was incredible. Can I get your number? And I gave him my number, and he was like, I want you to sing that song when I propose to my partner. And I've been planning a proposal, and I didn't know what to do, but she's going to be really touched by that. And so I said, oh my God, I would love to do that. That's insane. I would love to be a part of that moment. So he messaged me a few weeks later. I went out to Queens, and it was in a recording studio, actually. So it was his friend's recording studio. And he had flowers everywhere. It was really beautiful, candles and everything. And he said, okay, just go over there in that corner, and then when you hear the door open, just start singing, and then I'll do the rest. And so he was like, she is going to cry. She's going to love this. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll just do my part. And so they closed the door. I was like sitting in the dark. Don't mess this up, Damiyr. Like, don't mess this up. And came in, the door opened, and I started singing. I started playing the song. She walked in and she saw the flowers and the candles, and she put a hand over her mouth. And then I started singing, and she started bawling. And I'm thinking, yeah, we did this, we got it. So all she has to do is say yes. Because I was thinking it'd be so weird if she said no, and I'm just with the guitar like, should I head out now, or do you want me to stay, do another song? And so he got down on his knee. She said yes. It was really beautiful, really sweet. And that was that. And then I went home, and I thought, okay, that's beautiful. And then a week later, he messaged me and said, "Hey, the guy who owns that studio heard you sing, and he wants you to he wants to contact you for some project that he's doing." I said, "Okay." And so he contacted me. He said, "Hey, my name is Mathematics," and I'm sure y'all don't know who Mathematics is by name, but he goes, "My name is Mathematics, and I'm working on this new Wu-Tang album, and I want you to come in and play some and do some songs, like some improvise on some of the songs." And so I went into the studio. I was really excited. I was like, "Wu-Tang? I grew up on Wu-Tang. You know, when I lived in Staten Island, they were like living around, and I saw them in CVS one time. I couldn't even speak to say what's up to Method Man, you know. So it was insane to me that I was going in there to possibly be on the album. And so he had 3 different songs. He's like, "Yeah, just go in and just go for it and see what comes up." And we did that. It was like a few hours the session, and I gave it everything I had. I was like, "Oh, this would be awesome." And then I didn't hear from him for like 3 months. I thought, okay, I didn't get it. And then he messaged me and said, "Hey, let's get on the phone." And we got on the phone. And he said, "I got a contract I need you to sign for one of the songs on the album." And so I ended up being on a Wu-Tang song. It's called People Say. People Say. And if you hear that song, that's me. You'll notice my voice. So that such a beautiful moment, all coming from me deciding I'm going to sing my own music, even if I lose money. And then the song touched this man, and he went and proposed to this woman with me singing that song. And then the producer of the studio heard. Does that, you understand? Can you see? Right? When we just do the things that might be scary or hard, but it's you and it wants to happen. Yeah. So, you know, I wasn't planning on it, but I'm going to sing I'm Right Here. And this is the first song that I released. I can be true, I'll show you anything you wanna owe you. And for all the times I made you cry, I'm gonna make you smile 1,000 times, yeah. 1,000 times, yeah. 'Cause this time around, I'll fill your cup with love. I'll say I love you more, baby. And next time around, I'll be a better man. Promise to understand, my lady. I'll give my all to you. I'll go to war for you. I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm right here. I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm right here. I can ride too, I'll show you anywhere you wanna go, boo. And for all the times I made you mad, I'm gonna give you things you never had, yeah, yeah, yeah. You never had, yeah. 'Cause this time around, I'll be prepared for love. Won't be afraid to love, baby. And next time around, I'll be a better man. Promise to understand, my lady. I'll give my all to you. I'll go to war for you. I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm right here. I'm right here, I'm right here, I'm right here. And if that means I've got a long way to go. But this time around, I'll fill your cup with love. I'll say I love you more, baby. And next time around, I'll be a better man. Promise to understand, my lady. I'll give my all to you. I'll go to war for you. I'm right here. Thank you so much. Every time I come here, I feel so. Last time I came here, I was like, I might move here. And I feel the same way. I feel the same way now. This is very interesting. Now, is there a spring that I can get water to drink? No. Drinking water? No. And you go there and you right direct. Oh, do you pay for it? And they, stop. How far is it from here? I'm going. Okay. I'll get the information. I'm going there after this. Kayak? Okay. See, I might not go home. Is it the water? Is it good? You like it? Oh, come on. We'll fill up. We're filling up. All right. Amazing. Okay. Okay. So, after singing in the subway and doing my own song, I started mixing it up with my music and cover songs, and it just became something so beautiful. And because of that video that went out, I had decided to put out my own videos because I was looking at this person's page and they had all of these views and they're getting all these followers from my video. I was like, okay, well, let me make my own YouTube channel and then put up my own videos on my channel. And then so people can follow me and listen and watch. And I had such beautiful experiences in the subway. So I would set up a camera, put it on a tripod, and just record it the whole time. And a couple videos that I put out went viral, a couple million views. And I started to get calls from America's Got Talent, American Idol, and The Voice. Every year, every season, they would call me and say, we love your videos, we love your voice, we love your YouTube channel, we would love you to come on the show. And every year I would say, no thank you. No thank you. And, when that happened, how old am I now? How old do you think I am? We can play that game. Okay. 30. Someone said what? 27. Yeah. You better be careful out there. What'd you say? 34? No one's guessed my age yet. You already know it. Stop it. Who said what? Almost. No, younger. Younger. 40. 40. I'm 40 years old. So after the fourth year of them calling me, I would say no every year. And every season when it was coming up, the shows were coming up, I would know they were going to call me, and they did. And it was this new guy I hadn't spoken to before. He was a new recruiter, and he he came on and said, hey, same thing. We saw your videos. We like your YouTube channel. We love your voice. We'd love you on the show. And I just said no again. And he said, why? And none of them ever asked me why. I always just said no. And they were like, oh. They were actually surprised that someone didn't want to go on the show. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you. And then they would get off the phone. But this guy, this new guy, he goes, why? Why don't you want to be on the show? I said, well, it's reality TV, but it's the furthest thing from reality. And he was silent. He was like, okay. Any other reason? I said, well, if you need another reason, it's a competition. And this music is from my heart. It's to keep me alive. It's to keep me feeling good and connected to myself. And I don't want to put myself in a competitive environment with my music. That's not going to feel good, right? So he understood that. And he said, is there any other reason? I'm like, bro, what do you want? No, I don't think there's anything else. And then he was silent for a while, and then he goes, is it because you're afraid? And when he said that, my heart just went right into my belly. And it was because I was afraid. And the fact that I had started doing music simply to face my fear in the subway, and now it was comfortable. I got to a point where I didn't feel nervous at all ever again, after a couple of years of playing in the subway. So when he said that, I had to admit it. I said, yeah. I'm scared. That's very scary to me. And in that moment, I knew I had to do it. I don't do fear. We don't do that. Ever since I was a kid, if I was afraid of something, I wanted to do it, which was a nightmare for people around me. It was a nightmare for people around me. But I'd rather just face it and get on with my day than to sit there with that fear, because it can hold you. It can, stifle you so much. And so I said, okay, I'll do it. I'll go on the show. But I'm going on to face my fear. I don't care about the competition. I don't care about the $1 million or the record deal. I'm going on specifically to face my fear. And he said, okay, beautiful. So the auditions are blah, blah, blah. And I go, I'm not going to the auditions. I said, I'm not doing auditions. If you give me the slightest reason not to do this, I'm not going to do it. And so I said, I'm not waiting, because people wait online for like a whole day, 24 hours. And so I said, I'm not doing that. I don't care that much. And he goes, okay, you know what? I'm going to get you a private appointment with the producers, and they will fly out to New York City. I was like, damn it. Damn it. He's good. This guy is good. Yeah, where'd they get this guy? And so, surely enough, the producers flew out, and they made an appointment. He said, you're going to have an appointment. You don't need to wait online. You will have an appointment. Just come in 15 minutes before your appointment. And I went, and there were all these singers. We all had appointments. And these are all the people that they chose, that they want on the show, that they want to see. And the producers are in the room, so I'm waiting sitting on a bench waiting, and people are going in before me, and I kid you not, you could hear their performance from outside, from the door, even though it was closed, and it was the best performances I've ever heard live, ever. So I'm sitting here thinking, what the hell am I doing here right now? These people are amazing, like singers. I wanted to follow them and get their info and be like, I'm coming to your next show, But I was so nervous, I didn't even want to look at them because I was so upset, thinking I just felt like I was out of place. I felt like I didn't belong there. I don't sing like that. They were hitting all these notes and riffs, and it was amazing. What you basically see on the show, yeah? And so I'm getting really upset, and I'm thinking of walking out. I was like, this is stupid. There's no reason for me to be here. I'm just going to walk out, and I decided not to. And then it was my turn to go. And I went in there, and I was really upset. I just felt out of place. And I felt silly. I felt like I was going to go in there and sing, and they would be like, who invited you? And so I went in and they said, all right, what are you going to do for us? And I was kind of, because I was upset, I think I was kind of like self-sabotaging. And I picked something that I had just started doing with a loop pedal. And, it wasn't really showing my voice or my heart. It was just a cool thing. And so I did that. And then he said, okay, that was cool, but we want to see something that you do that really touches you. We've watched your YouTube channel. We've seen all your different performances, and your music is always very touching. So I want you to pick a song that touches you, and I want to see you do that. And I was like, okay, I know what song that is. I was so annoyed. And so I sung You Somebody, Kings of Leon. And I started crying before I even sung it because I just felt embarrassed. I felt out of place. And I said to them, I feel really stupid here. I heard those singers, and they were amazing. It was the best thing I've ever heard in my life. And I started crying. I was like, I just feel really out of place. And they were like, we picked you. We saw your YouTube channel. We've called you every year. And we gave you this appointment. We flew out here. So you're in the right place. Let's hear the song. And so I was like, God, these people, they're like saying the right things right now. And so I pick up my guitar and I sing the song. And I'm bawling as I'm singing it because I'm thinking of my mom, and I was already emotional before I was singing it. And I opened my eyes when I was done, and they were crying. And he wiped his tears and he said, we want you on the show. We're going to fly you out. We want you to be in LA. If you want to come, we're going to fly you out. And so that's how I ended up on America's Got Talent. So now I want to invite one of my best friends up to the stage, Nico Light. Give it up for Nico. We met when I moved to Sedona, and I moved to Sedona to start my spiritual journey. I wanted to take all my time and energy to focus on myself and my growth and my healing. And so I quit music, actually. I said, I'm done with music. I'm just going on a spiritual path, and that's it. And then for 2 years, I didn't do any music. And one day, I just grabbed my guitar, and I just went outside to sing a song. And I went back into the place that I was working at, and the people working there were like, just looking at me like this. And I said, what? They said, what did you just go out there and do? Because they didn't know what I did out there. I said, what did you just go out there and do? I said, I just sung a few songs. They said, you're like so bright right now. Like your energy is wide open, like you did Qigong or something. Oh, whoa. Okay. And then I kept singing and realized, like, okay, this is a part of my spiritual journey. It's not separate. So I brought music back, and then I was playing at this place called Chocolate Tree, where Nico was working. And I would play there a few times a week. I would just sit and play for hours as people were eating their food. And Nico comes up to me one day, and he goes, what is the first thing you said to me? Exactly. That's what I felt. He kind of came up to me, and I think you sort of posed it as a question, or like, do you play with other musicians? We should play together. But it felt like we're gonna play together. That's exactly what it felt like. And at the time, I wasn't playing with other musicians, actually. I felt like I couldn't keep tempo, and I didn't want all the extra things. So it was already hard enough just to do this. So I never played with anyone. I always avoided it. And so when he said that, I was like, yeah, I'm open to it, but I'm not. And we kind of just left it at that. And when he walked away, I felt like he knew that we were going to play together. So it was really strange. And so we were, I think I did my album release at Ultimate Light Mission. And I was on stage, and I invited people up to come and jam. And he came up with his cajon. And so normally, if you probably already noticed, or maybe you haven't, but when I play my music, I speed up and I slow down constantly, right? And so that's one reason why I never play with other musicians, because for me it's easy. I don't have to adjust to it because I'm doing it and I know it's happening. But for other musicians, they have to adjust to it, so it could be really hard to play. And so, especially with drummers, because drummers, their job is to keep it on like that, right? And that's what's that's a good drummer when they do that. So, but for me, when I was battling with myself about tempo and keeping a tempo and I'm not a good musician if I can't be on tempo, I looked at nature and I looked at my body and my heart, and I thought, well, when I'm meditating, my heart slows down. When I get excited, it speeds up. When I go to eat, it just goes to normal. So it moves. And my music is heart music. So my music is gonna move, and I decided to just break that rule, of tempo. And so Nico came on stage, and I saw him with his thing. I was like, okay, this is gonna be interesting, And as I'm playing, the same way I always do, slowing down and speeding up. Never once did he come off. He followed me the whole time, the entire time, without fail. And I was really shocked. I couldn't believe, I've never had that experience. So I went up to him after and I was like, whoa, that was insane. How did you do that? And his eyes were closed the whole time. You remember that? His eyes were closed the whole time. He wasn't even looking at me, but he stayed with me. And when I slowed down and when I stopped, everything, it was like he was me. It was weird. And so we've become really great friends. We played so much together. We've traveled. We've done festivals together. And so I'm excited to have Nico here because he's down at St. Pete. And I knew he was going to be here. And I said, you want to come up? Do you want to come up and play with me? So, okay. Okay. Well, let's do this song together, yeah? When I say hello, you say hi. Hello. Hello. When I say what's up, you say nothing. What's up? What's up? Beauty, intelligence, and freedom. In your reflection, can you see them? Beauty, intelligence, and freedom. We all have it. Realize you got it. Beauty, intelligence, and freedom. In your reflection, can you see them? Beauty, intelligence, and freedom. We all have it. Realize you got it. Beauty, intelligence, and freedom. You know you got that beauty. Intelligence and freedom. We all have it. Realize you got it. Hello. Hello. Hey, there we go. What's up? What's up? Hello. Hello. There we go. What's up? What's up? Can I take a moment to remind you that you're beautiful, even if you don't fix your hair or cut your cuticles? Breathe into your power, stand up for yourself, listen to your heart, take a deep breath. Honor your truth, take care of your body, open up your chakras, stimulate your nadis. See, you're incredible, don't let them tell you different. Stay away from the media, don't let them make you listen. Beauty, intelligence, and freedom. You need to take a look in the mirror. I pray to God that you see them. See that in your smile, all the hearts that you can lift. Even imperfections of a gift. Come on, you can make it. I know that you can take it. See, we find our freedom from illusions when we break it. Not used to feeling open, vulnerable, and naked. Your beauty is a gift. Make sure you don't waste it. I feel your intelligence. Your inner light is relevant. Every part is relevant. I see inside your freedom when you breathe into your elegance. Breathe into your elegance. Hello. Hello. What's up? What's up? intelligence, and freedom. In your reflection, can you see them? Beauty, intelligence, and freedom. We all have it. Realize you got it. I just keep expanding like the galaxy itself. That's dope, you like my energy, I'm glad to see it helps. Passion is important, but truth is even better. You gotta love yourself, no matter what the weather. And people gon' try you, don't buckle under pressure. Stand in your power, only God can measure. Whatever you become, breathe into your center and leave for your adventure. Scream it all together, hello, hello. Damn, I'm feeling good like an apple pie. Take that joy, breathe it back inside, and give it to the Most High. Give it to you, Nico. Intelligence and freedom. In your reflection, can you see them? Beauty, intelligence, and freedom. We all have it. Realize you got it. Come on, y'all. Beauty, intelligence, and freedom. In your reflection, can you see them? Beauty, intelligence, and freedom. We all have it. Realize you got it. Beauty, intelligence, and freedom. Know you got that beauty, intelligence, and freedom. We all have it. Realize you got it. 'Cause you're already love, already peace, already joy, already ease. We're lightened up, we're brightened up. Said you're already love, already peace, already joy, already ease. We're lightened up, we're brightened up. You're already love, already peace, already joy, already these. We're lightened up, we're brightened up. Hello, hello. What's up? What's up? Okay, everybody go. Say, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Beauty, intelligence, and freedom. In your reflection, can you see them? Beauty, intelligence, and freedom. We all have it. Realize you got it. Give it up for Nico, y'all. Okay, I got 2 more songs for you. Can y'all help me with the next one too? Yeah? So whenever you hear me say, soul in my body and my body on the mountain, I want you to repeat that, right? Soul in my body and my body on the mountain. Yeah? So whenever you hear that in the song, you'll repeat it. So let's try it. Soul in my body and my body on the mountain. Soul in my body and my body on the mountain. Soul in my body and my body on the mountain. Soul in my body and my body on the mountain. Man, you better let go, and if you want to be stronger than a mountain and rooted like a tree, give it to the earth, and the earth will let you be better than anything you're ever gonna see. Family in shackles, energy in chains, blocked in the heart space, clouded in the brain. Reclaim your freedom, and you know you're gonna be better than anything you'd ever wanna be. Got my soul in my body, and my body on the mountain. Soul in my body, and my body on the mountain. Man, you better let go. Your heart is on your sleeve, giving up the patterns that you know you gotta leave. Give it to the universe and you are gonna see you're better than anything you'd ever wanna be. Soul in my body and my body on the mountain. Soul in my body and my body on the mountain. We don't war against flesh and blood, but principalities. Holding on to mother's love, there's something we believe. Remember the days, remember the nights, remember the love. Remember the fight, remember the days, remember the nights, remember the love, remember the fight. You're better than anything you'd ever want to be. You're better than anything you're ever gonna see. You're better than anything you'd ever wanna be. Better than anything you're ever gonna see. Said you're better than anything you'd ever wanna be. Better than anything you're ever gonna see. Said you're better than anything you'd ever wanna be. Better than anything you're ever gonna see. Got my soul in my body and my body on the mountain. Soul in my body and my body on the mountain. Soul in my body and my body on the mountain. Soul in my body and my body on the mountain. Give it to him, Nico. Soul in my body and my body on the mountain. Soul in my body and my body on the mountain. We don't war against flesh and blood, but principalities. Holding on to mother's love, there's something we believe. You got to remember the days. Remember the nights. Remember the love. Don't forget the fight. Remember the days. Remember the nights. Remember the love. Remember the fight. Soul in my body on the mountain. 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 They do sound really good. Give it up for Nico, y'all. Okay. Did y'all see that? Y'all see how he stayed with me the whole time? It never happens. But and the thing is, with a drummer, I'd be the one that's wrong, right? You'd stop and say, the drummer would be like, "You're off." I'd be like, "This is my song." You're off. Okay, I'm gonna do one more song. And this song came to me when I moved to Sedona, and I started writing again. I came back to music after a 2-year break. And I got a pen and paper, and I sat down and thought of all the things in my heart that I desire and that I was feeling. And I just wrote those words down. That's it. I just wrote them down. I wasn't thinking about a chorus or a pre-chorus or a bridge or a melody or anything. I was just writing. And it was a lot of words. And then I put my phone on record, and I grabbed my guitar, and I recorded myself just singing the words as I was reading them. And then when I listened back to it, I said, wow, this is a prayer. So this is my prayer. I pray to the Mother for ascension. Heal all the broken hearts that I forget to mention. And if the souls cry out, give them your attention. Asking for your love, but we also need redemption. Show me the remedy, wrap me in serenity. I surrender defensive mechanisms from my energy. And I'm feeling lucky that you've given me your shoulder. Please heal my mother, show her that you know her. Every time she falls, I know that you will hold her. Patience, acceptance, wounds of abandonment, I give it all to you, 'cause I know that you can handle it. Heal me from rejection, please give me freedom. Show the children your love, let them know you see them. Show the elders your mercy, remind them that we need them. Protect all my sisters, let them be respected. Heal all my brothers, show them they are not neglected. Thank you for this planet, keep me in your grace. And when I look in my reflection, hope to see your face. I hope to see your face. Ooh. I pray to the Father for forgiveness. I devote my life to growth. God is my witness. Help me see the blind spots that I'm unaware of. Help me feel your presence even when I flare up. Fill me with your harmony. Teach me to have balance. I thank you for the lessons. I thank you for my talents. Touch my Father's heart. Show him he's done well. I know he'll get to heaven 'cause he's already been through hell. Keep my heart open. Don't stunt my growing. Teach me to release any anger that I'm holding. I pray for this country. Pray for the earth. Show the people the truth. Show them their worth. Bring us to harmony, even if it hurts. Bring us to harmony, even if it hurts. Ooh. Sacred blossom, show me how to breathe. And what I need to learn, please show me how to teach. The gifts that you give, please show me how to keep. Reaching for the sun, but your roots go deep. You bring so much elegance, all five elements. How you showed up in my life is the evidence. And I'm feeling lucky like a four-leaf clover. So I thank God, Buddha and Jehovah, master creators. When I meditate, you turn my thoughts into vapors. Elegant abundance, love generator. When I look inside of me, you help me see the maker. When we break bread, make sure we don't break her. Gaia, the mother, the goddess, the savior, flowing inside of your nectar of truth. I feel you inside, I don't need any proof. Nurture my body with your seed and your fruit. Bring me to life from the crown to the root. Now I'm connected from the ground through the roof. Love from the mother, make the pain go poof. Now I'm giving you the juice. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much, Rev Cindy. Thank you so much, Donna. Thank you so much, all of you, so much for having me. I've got, just so that you know, back on this table here, I've got some CDs. A lot of the songs, most of the songs you heard me sing tonight are on that CD. And I also have these beautiful rose quartz necklaces, and you can open up the top and put oil inside, essential oils. So I love to have this throughout the day. And then I also have some stickers. If you see something there that you like, get it. It's helpful for me, and then you're getting something you like, so it's a win-win. Thank you so much again for having me. And give it up for Nico one more time.
And thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us and bringing your music medicine to our community. With every bump and bruise in this place, we show up with each other because of moments like this. And we hold it sacred. And our community sometimes has challenges, keeping the lights on, keeping the door open, fixing the floor, paying the AC, all of that. So this is the moment now where we support this kind of work. The same way we support our home, and we support those who do this. The musicians, the physicians who give us medicine in this way. And do it to us time and time and time again, just by plugging in and turning on your radio. You get it over and over again. What a wonderful way to get your dopamine. Seriously. And how much money do we spend on all of those coffees and caffeine and everything else that we take to plug in to give us that thing, right? So my invitation to you is to think about what it costs to travel and what it costs to keep on lights and what it costs to all of these things and how we can support families who do this for a living. And then dip into your coffers, think about how much that medicine would cost you at Starbucks or the therapy session or whatever, and then gauge accordingly. And guess who keeps perfect records? And guess who keeps perfect records? The universe. So it knows, and to the measure you measure, right? So please think about that as you're giving into this medicine. I appreciate all of you, even if it's 1 cent that you give with the fullness of your heart, to know that it is continuing on this work and it will multiply in so many ways you will be shocked and amazed. But just know, you know what that number is for yourself. Damiyr, thank you. You're an absolute blessing. Thank you so much for coming and being with us. Guys, one more time, right? And don't forget to take him home with y'all. He is all over Facebook and YouTube and you name it. And even if you ain't got $1, if you have a social media account, send it out there. Pump this into